Vices, of course, are a big reason why we create vikarma. But Baba tells us that there are three types of vikarma. One is created when you do what you're not supposed to do. Second kind is when you don't do what you're supposed to do. So when you neglect, especially when Baba comes and we don't follow his directions, that also creates a karmic burden. So one is we do what we are not supposed to do when we act under the influence of vices. That's the kind of pap we create. And then when we don't do what we are supposed to do, we take so much sustenance from Baba. But when we don't do the needful, that also creates a karmic burden. But there's another aspect of vikarma which really caught my attention today in the morning, and that is taking sorrow. Baba said that taking sorrow is a sin. And I don't know how much you have thought about it, but I think, this is one of the big part of sin that we create every day. So a major chunk of our creation of sin happens through this method, taking sorrow. And I was just thinking about how much morality has to do with this sanskar of taking sorrow. So, we are all, now we are knowledgeful, but I don't know whether we behave knowledgefully. So, we are supposedly knowledgeful right now. But when we were not knowledgeful, we were very moral people. Yes, and we like to think of ourselves as very moral people. So morally sound and, very moral. But in that morality, I think, the major part of morality is all about taking sorrow. So, somebody says something, you take sorrow. So that's morality. And morality teaches you that don't give sorrow, take sorrow. Then you're a good human being. Yes, so somebody lashes out at you, you don't lash back out, but what you do is you silently go to the bathroom and shed tears. And that's morality. And especially if you are a woman, that's the right and good thing to do. So, and if you're a man, you're not even allowed to cry. So, somebody lashes out at you, you take a lot of sorrow inside, you just bottle it up and allow it to freeze and become a disease or something, but don't vent it out or don't do anything. So this is morality, and morality encourages us to take sorrow. Morality not only does not ask us to take sorrow, but I think a very big part of morality is all about training ourselves into taking sorrow. So we are trained to take sorrow. And you see that when as a child there is something that some loss happens through you. So, you become an instrument for loss. So, a vase broke. Then what is said is don't you feel bad you broke this vase? So, the vase is broken, but then you are taught that you can make it good by feeling bad about it. So, we are always taught to take sorrow, and we are supposedly, at every loss, you should feel very bad, very guilty, and you should feel like you committed a crime or you committed something wrong. And that feeling is very encouraged in morality. And I think, it's not said that, it's not so much said that you be careful next time, as much as it is said that you broke it and you should feel bad about it. And in some cultures, there is this, I don't know, in Japan or somewhere I heard sometime that they don't say you broke the vase, they say the vase broke itself. So, they keep the language that way, that this thing broke itself or this thing fell down itself. But they don't use this language, you broke, they broke. So, that's a very good way of changing how we see things. So, you see that everything is fixed in the drama, even, losses are fixed in the drama, are they not? So, if something has to happen, it has to happen, it happens every cycle. But in morality, you are taught to feel very bad about it, and that kind of, and if somebody is not feeling bad about something, then you are made to feel that you're a bad person for not feeling bad about it. And then you're told repeatedly that you don't care for money and you're like squandering it and you wasted it and it happened and now you're not even sad about it, and I don't know what kind of ethics you have. And so you're made to, you're kind of forced to feel bad about it, and they keep screaming and shouting at you until you feel bad about it. And if you still don't choose to feel bad about it, then you are shamed, and then you are said that you didn't not only do a bad thing, you're a bad person. So then you are asked to take it very personally, and you are tagged as a bad person for not feeling bad. So the thing is, in morality, we are trained to take sorrow, and we are trained to, so there's this thing where we are told that I'm going to express my sorrow because somebody died or somebody had an accident. So you go and donate sorrow also. Yes, so because we all have enough of it, so we can go and donate a part of it also. So instead of donating happiness or peace, we go and donate sorrow. And if you listen to some news which is very unfavorable, then you say, oh, I'm so sorry, and you say that because you want to tell the other person that you're sad about it, and being sad is considered to be very good in a situation which is not favorable. So these taking sorrow, or if somebody is going through a bad time, then all you do is you don't smile in their presence, you don't express your happiness in their presence, and that's kind of supporting them in some way, which I don't understand. But in some way you're supporting them by just being very very sad about the whole thing. So this donation of sorrow, feeling sorrow, being encouraged to feel sorrowful, and being looked down upon if you're not sorrowful, that's a big part of morality. And I think worrying about so even when there is no loss, So when there is a loss of body or of health or of money, then of course you're made to feel sorrowful. But when there is no loss also, you're made to feel worried about imminent loss. So it could go wrong, so you should worry about it. So if you have a thing, then you should 30 times in a day you should keep thinking that maybe this thing will be lost or somebody will steal it or do something, and you always keep thinking about it and keep guarding it and moving around it with that vibration that somebody will steal it or somebody will cause harm to it. And all of this thing is drilled into us by morality. And there's this statement also coming that once my friend told me to cry with her. When she cried, that would make her feel good. Yes, of course. And I have shared this earlier also. I had a colleague in my office, and he and I used to leave the office at the same time, and we would travel by metro, and then he would get down at his station, and usually he would be talking on the way. But there was a time, when up to 3-4 days he just kept quiet, and he would just be, when he'll have the face, very sad face, and he would just enter the metro and he would behave like that. And then I thought maybe there's something wrong, maybe I did something to cause it or what, I don't know. And then one day I asked him, "You're very okay in office, you're laughing and having a good time all day, but what happens when you enter the metro?" So he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should have explained it earlier. So I understand you're confused about it." So I said, "Yes, I'm very confused, tell me." So then he said, "You see that one of my uncles died, and I did not love my uncle very much to feel sorry or sorrowful. So I don't generally feel sorrowful. But the thing is, now there is a whole, family gathering at home, and when I enter home laughing and playing, they look at me with very judgmental eyes that, this person must be happy that the uncle died. That's why he looks like celebrating all the time." So I have to, I have to get into that role or that, that mode. And he said, or that mood, he said that I build my mood when I get into the metro, and by the time I get down, I'm in that mood. So then when I get down and go home, I behave according to the environment. And he said it takes me some time to come out and go into or switch on and switch off from that mood, but I have to do it because people take it very wrongly if I go laughing and playing to home. So you see that. So I was just thinking about, because of this morality, how much sorrow you take. And Baba tells us that, this drama is predestined, and every second of the drama is prefixed. And you do your best. Baba says that you do the best of karma, but when you have done your best, and if something happens, so then just let it go. So any loss, anything, whether it's the loss of health or loss of relationship or loss of money or anything. So you see that this is the end of Kali Yuga, and these things are bound to happen, and don't spend even 1 second feeling sorrowful about it. Yes, you can spend 1 second thinking about what you could do better next time. Yes, maybe you could think about whether you made some mistake and you could correct it next time. So maybe you left the door open, or so that's why the cat came in and drank the milk. So it's not like every time you keep the door open and then you say, okay, it was drama. No, first time they drank, it was the drama, but then next time you keep the door closed. That's it. But don't fret about keeping the door closed also. So, like that whole sense of loss will also give you a sense of fear of imminent loss. So, when there is a loss in the past, then sometimes it generates a fear that this might go wrong in the present or in the future. And don't act out of that fear, but just understand that you can keep the door closed. That's it. But what I am trying to underline is, don't waste any second taking sorrow, because the moment we take sorrow, the moment we get caught up in the loss of, maybe the loss of, what do you say, the loss of ego. So somebody hurt your ego and you feel that, my dignity was lost. But that's not your dignity that's lost, that's just your ego playing games with you. So be very careful about this whole thing about morality, where you feeling bad, feeling sorry, feeling sorrowful, feeling guilty, feeling ashamed, these have been lauded as, a very big virtue. And we must come out of these moralities. And Baba sometimes in the Murli says that don't give sorrow also. Now, if you feed this morality into somebody, then they would always feel sorrow. So, if you feed the mindset of someone with this kind of a morality, that with every loss you should feel sorrowful, or you should feel sorrowful if your vices are not quenched, then you are kind of programming them to be sorrowful for life. So that's giving sorrow, and we must not give sorrow. And there's this brother, and he was sharing with me yesterday. He said, I have a friend, and his daughter, ever since she was a child, she said that I don't want to eat onion garlic, and she never ate anything from outside, and she always has home cooked food and very sattvic food she has. And then he said that she's not into Gyan, she doesn't know Baba, she doesn't know the Brahma Kumaris, but she's like that. And then when she turned 25, 26, then she started saying that I want to get married to a person who doesn't eat onion garlic, or who is not into any kind of vices, like not lust or something, but alcohol and drinks and this and that. So then he said that she has been rejecting offers of marriage ever since then, and now she's 37, and his parents keep saying that you spoiled your life because of this decision that I will not marry someone who doesn't eat onion garlic and this and that. So I told them, that it's the problem is not that she chooses to be sattvic. The problem is that she doesn't understand that when you have these choices, then you have a very good destiny. And a good destiny means you will not walk the path of vices. So you're not getting married because your destiny is really good, but you need gyan to appreciate it. So when you don't have knowledge, you don't even appreciate a good destiny. So do you understand that not going into lust, even if it's your drama, it's not even a choice, but if you are able to remain celibate, that's anyways a good fortune. So it's a good fortune to be celibate, and it's a good fortune to not have too many karmic accounts. So these days, people will say that you're lonely, so you must feel bad about it. But when you're alone, you don't have to be lonely. Baba is with you, but you don't know that. And then the second thing is, when you are alone, then you're not lonely, and it just means that You can live your life with Baba and you don't have too many karmic accounts. But you need knowledge to appreciate these things. So the thing is, this whole taking of sorrow is a subject of lack of knowledge. So, all the people who are doing good karma are also taking a lot of sorrow because they don't understand that when you do good karma, then you will not fall into the trap of lust, ego, anger, attachment, greed. But Ravan has somehow programmed us that if you do very good karma, then all your lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed will be satisfied. Yes, so people say, I've never hurt anybody, I have always done good to everybody, but still I didn't get a good partner, or I didn't get somebody who says, who is very attached to me. So that's a sign of good fortune, isn't it? If nobody is attached to you, if nobody cares for you, that's a good sign, because then you care for yourself and you care for Baba and you make Baba your companion. But you need a lot of gyan to understand what's good fortune also. And when you don't have gyan, you keep taking sorrow, even out of good things you keep taking sorrow. So you see, you pay a price for learning a lesson, but you keep lamenting on the price you paid. You don't appreciate the lesson you learned. So that's agyan. So how do you learn a lesson if you don't pay a price? You will pay some price, even when you want to go and study school education, then you pay a fees for it. You don't study school education without paying a fees. So how can you be in the university of life and learn lessons and not pay anything? So you will pay some price, maybe something, maybe there's a bitter experience, or there's a loss or something, but that's giving you an experience. But do you value the experience, or do you keep lamenting the loss? Because Maya will teach you to keep lamenting the loss. So Maya will keep telling you that, even if you got this experience, or sometimes you don't even think that you got an experience, you just keep thinking about what you lost and how your dignity was lost, and how somebody said something, or how you were defamed, or how, this thing was lost. But you learned a lot out of it. You learned how to be tolerant, you learned how to face, and every loss teaches you something. So why don't you keep that lesson, and why don't you think that, instead of lamenting the loss, let me look at the lesson I learned. And the lesson is very valuable. So I was just thinking about this whole morality, that Ravan has fed into us, and that makes us keep taking sorrow and keep taking pain and hurt and I don't know what. So, and Baba says the opposite. Baba says, every second of the drama is prefixed, predestined, and it's good for you, it's benevolent. So every second is designed to give you something. And please take that thing from the drama, and don't look at your morality, which tells you, you lost something. You look at what you gained, because the drama is designed in a manner that what you gain is more valuable than what you lost. But if you don't have that gyan, that what happens is you keep focusing on what you lost and don't focus on what you gained. Yes, and so these are some of my thoughts which were coming this morning. So I thought, let me share it. And then today, Baba in the Murli says that, you were, so the greatest, so Baba says, greatness of Baba. So what is the greatness of Baba? So in Hindi, Baba says, Baba ki balihari. So, what is the greatness of Baba? So, Baba says that my greatness is that I make you worth pound from worth not a penny. Yes, and do you ever think about what Baba has made of us from what we were? Yes, um, when something happens gradually, we sometimes fail to appreciate it. And when we come into Gyan, so we are vicious, ignorant, foolish, all day taking sorrow, giving sorrow, creating bad karma, increasing our karmic burden, with our own ego stabbing ourselves all day. And then you see Baba slowly, gradually, he lifts us from that place, and he makes us who we are. But do we appreciate that? That's the question. So, do you understand that you are who you are because Baba made you so? Because there's a very good saying in English, when the child grows up, the mother is forgotten. So, when the child grows up, so I don't know, I think, every child at some point he tells his mother that, what have you done for me? I grew up just like that. And the mother is forgotten when the child grows up. And I think, even with Baba, who is our supreme father and mother, we kind of do the same thing. So as we grow, we forget that I am who I am because of Baba. I knew nothing, I had nothing, I was neither peaceful nor loveful, nor did I have any knowledge, nor did I have any understanding of how to create good karma. Nothing I had. Baba gave me the understanding, Baba gave me the power. Baba held my hand, and he guided me at every step, and I am who I am because of Baba today. And I think, remembering this is very, very important. So it is the truth anyway, but despite being the truth, we tend to forget it. And it is very important that we remember this truth, that Baba made me who I am today. And so there's a blessing today in the Murli that whenever you do something, be free from the consciousness of I. Because when we do something, we forget that it is Baba's gifts that we are using to do whatever we are doing. So, even if I am doing yoga, or I am becoming pure, or I am doing any seva, I did not have the understanding or capacity, or even the motivation to do what I am doing today. But Baba has given me all of that, so I am doing it. And Baba says, always know that you are not doing it because of yourself. You are doing it because Baba made you capable of doing it. And when you do that, then you know that you are an instrument, and you will have humility. And humility is very important for progress. So, have you heard the phrase, pride hath a fall? So, wherever there is pride, you don't progress. You take one step and then you fall, because the pride makes you fall. But when we have humility, we can continue and we can progress. So Baba says, always remember, always remember who you were and what Baba has made you. And whatever good karma you're able to do today, any good karma, so even if I'm able to get up in the morning, or if I'm able to make good choices about my lifestyle or food or my thoughts or words or actions, or I'm able to do some seva, or I feel like doing some seva, or I'm capable of doing some seva, all of that is a gift from Baba. And always have a lot of humility about it, and never say I did this, I did that. And it's not just about saying, it's about the intention behind, it's about the feeling behind. So be free from the feelings of I did this and I did that. And then Baba says that you must have this humility, otherwise there'll be no progress. So Baba says that Maya cannot come. And when Maya comes, then you have a downfall. So if you close this door of Maya and you do everything with humility, then you will keep progressing. And then today the theme of the Murli is that we live in a household and we study this course. So Baba says this course of becoming a deity from a human is taken up by souls who live in households, Baba's children who live in households. And you see, we always thought that if you want to be a Mahatma, then you have to leave the household. Yes, but Baba says no, you can be a Devatma, and it is important that you live in the household and you become a Devatma. So this is the course that we undertake while living in the household. But Baba says that have you switched your consciousness from a grihasthi to a student? So you know that we might be living in a household, but now who am I? I am a godly student. So do you understand the difference between grihasthi consciousness and student consciousness? So a student, so do you remember that when you were children, and then the mother would go to run some errand, and then she would say, when the whistle of the pressure cooker blows 3 times, then you just turn off the flame. And then you're studying, and then you don't care about what is being cooked or whether it is cooked or not cooked. You just care 1, 2, 3, and then you just turn off the flame. So you see that a student is concerned about study and takes some responsibility according to what they are told to do. Yes, so even a student, you go and buy bread and milk, and you go and buy stuff, or you do some household work. And I know little children, who do household work really well. So they also do it, but they are not concerned about it. They don't worry about it. They do it, but they are concerned about their study. They are concerned about their life as a student, because they think I'm a student. And when you are a grihasthi, you are only interested in dal and chawal and how much money you made, and all that is always filling your mind, and that's the consciousness of a grihasthi. So Baba says, you cook dal chawal, you earn money, but don't be concerned about it. Be concerned about this study. because you are a student who is studying to change from a human to a deity. So, this study is important, and I giving time to this study and I devoting my thought and attention to this study is important. And that is the student consciousness we have to create while living in a household. So, like a householder is always concerned about profit loss and, fame, defamation, and what relationship went right, what relationship went wrong, and these things. So, a student is concerned about how much I studied, what marks I got, what is my chart. So, Baba says, change your consciousness from a grihasthi to a student while living in a household. And today Baba also talks about something which is of very which is of a lot of social value too in this time. And Baba says that women in the society, they are called half partners, and then they are treated like servants, and the husband says that I am your guru and God and you are the servant. And Baba says, how can somebody be a half partner and servant? So, this is, and Baba says that, men, they leave all their property to their sons and they don't give anything to the wife. They give all their inheritance to the son and they don't give anything to the wife. And then they say that, you are half partner. And Baba says, this is not okay. And, especially what I have observed in and around me. So, women, they get married and the father says, we don't give you anything, whatever is in your in-laws' home is yours. And then the man of the household, he buys 3 houses, flats and this and that, or 10 houses and flats, but he doesn't even give one, he doesn't give his wife even one flat. He doesn't even make her a partner in a property in one flat. And I know many women who have nothing in their name, absolutely nothing in their name. In fact, not many, most women. So, they have nothing in their name as property and nothing, and everything the man gives to the son and he dies, and this woman has to keep begging to the son after the husband dies. And Baba says this thing has to change. And Baba says this servitude, this second class citizenship treatment has to change. And this is why Baba always sees souls in female bodies and male bodies as equal, and in fact he gives responsibility to souls in female bodies because he knows that this correction has to happen in society. And the first thing that Baba did to bring about this equanimity is that Baba changed the picture of Lakshmi Narayan, where Lakshmi was just sitting and pressing the feet of Sri Narayan, and he freed her from substitute and brought Lakshmi and Narayan in the same frame, standing like equals. And that's what Baba is doing. And Baba says this servitude has to change. And when you say half partner, you have to treat someone like a half partner. Okay, Om Shanti.